Good afternoon, everybody. This is Kerry here, August 2nd, and we're actually here on our fourth episode of the KSPORT Corner. I'm here with Kafani Allen, who was a member of an alumnus of Orange High School. He was part of the state championship teams with.
Actually, nah. I graduated 2001.
2001. So there was
2001 with Capri Jones, my quarterback.
Capri Jones.
Corey Boyd was on that team.
Corey Boyd.
Jay Alfred.
Yeah,
and to the States in 03. That's in 02. I'm sorry. That's when Corey and Marquise Barnes and Alfred. That's when they went to the States.
They went to the States.
Yeah, after that.
And so, thing is that Coach Allen here is actually the newest head coach in the long regime of head coaches here at Orange High School. As far as being an alumnus, he is also an active member in the city council. He's also
Oh my God, Kevin, you're killing me.
Oh, okay. Well, you've been active in the community, but you've been very active in the community for so long that it's hard to differentiate what was what.
I hear you. I'm not on the city council. I do work for the city.
You work for the city of. You work for the city of Orange Township. Okay, so Coach Allen, let me just put this out there. You came in at a time where everything was in a flux. After COVID, Orange High School lost their longtime and legendary coach, Randy Daniel, and you kindly stepped in as the interim head coach. Now you're the full head coach. What made the transition easy for you to jump in and take over the reins?
So, I mean, it was an easy transition because for a couple reasons. Number one, I'm from Orange, right? Born and raised in Orange.
Mm-hmm.
I bleed orange and black. So that's number one. Number two, I came up through the program as we talked about, under Coach D, Coach Daniels.
Mm-hmm.
Graduated 2001, played for him since 1997. Seen him doing this since 1995.
Right.
So it was easy. I know the system. I knew the program.
Mm-hmm.
I came in. I got hired as a coach. I was the wide receiver coach.
Mm-hmm.
Actually, before I was hired officially, I was a volunteer coach.
Right.
So I was here with Malcolm Bagley in those days, Jamar Summers in those days.
Mm-hmm.
So I was no stranger to the program. I got hired officially as a coach in 2016. That was my first season on the staff, the
right.
paid staff,
Mm-hmm.
with the wide receiver coach. So from 16 through 21, last season, 2021,
5 years.
I was an assistant coach.
Yeah.
At that point, Coach D put in 27, 28, hard, legendary years, man. Built a hell of a foundation here for the program. Made Orange a place, where you can be proud to say I play football at.
Mm-hmm.
So it was comfortable to step in because, like I said, I was comfortable with him,
Mm-hmm.
comfortable with the program, comfortable with the system, comfortable with these kids. I mean, these kids are me. You know what I mean? They come from the same place, walk the same hallways I walked. So it wasn't, uncharted territory for me at all.
Okay. So now that you're a full-time head coach,
Mm-hmm.
I know there's the system that was in place prior to Coach D leaving is now changing slowly but surely. I've been sitting here and observed some of your players. It's a complete stark difference from last year. Do you think that the work that you did in the offseason plays tribute to that, or?
Yeah, of course. I mean, anytime you got a new philosophy being instilled, it's going to be a different energy, right? So the energy was really good. The response, the reception to the energy is really good. The kids, so what we did, speaking of the off seasons, we, strapped my boots up, grabbed about 10, 12 kids, a couple of the coaches, and we walked around the town. Made up some flyers, walked around town, knocked on doors, in an effort to bring our boys back, as they say, right? We have too many of our kids, we noticed over the years, who are from Orange, grew up in Orange, played, on the rec level with Coach May, Coach June, Coach Parks, those guys, Coach, Carlos Hawkins, all those guys, came up to those ranks and then went elsewhere, whether it be to such and such Catholic or such and such public, right? They, these schools kind of just, reap the benefit of our kids. So what we did was we made it an effort an intentional effort to go out there and get our kids back. So what we were able to do, speaking of stark difference, we were able to bring about 8 guys back, right, who went to such and such private school or transferred to such and such public school, but still live right here in Orange. You know what I mean? So we were able to bring those guys back and bring those kids back. They brought into the new program, the new energy. You know, as far as offensively, it's real fun, right? I'm a receiver at heart, man, so I can't, you know, change that. So I like the ball flying. You know what I mean? I like to sling the ball around the field. You know, you saw a couple plays just now, right? We sling that thing. So that's what we do here. So the kids, this new generation, they love that, playing fast and you know, having fun while they do it. So that's what we're all about, man. So they bought into that philosophy and that program, and here we are, just trying to make sure we're right for September.
Well, I noticed that your quarterback has gone from your typical throwing three-quarter motion to full range, and he's gotten better and stronger.
Yeah.
He's a junior this year, right?
Yeah, he's going to be a junior this year.
And he has such leadership and character on the field, even when he first started as a freshman.
Right.
Do you think that with that carrying it into this season as well into his senior year, will you have something that will be able to help him grow into a top caliber recruit going forward?
Let me tell you, man, no doubt about it, no question in my mind, that kid's a star, man. He's a superstar quarterback, naturally gifted, you know, with a lot of the attributes that it takes to be a top recruit in the state. But, you know, I do have to tip my hat to his trainer. We went out in the offseason, got him a trainer, personal trainer he's been working with, Coach Madi Williams, man. You know, salute to him. He does a hell of a job with his quarterbacks at the quarterback academy, and Maurice is no exception. So he went from a three-quarter range, or, you know, not taking full drops, to now his mechanics are almost flawless. Almost. Still got a ways to go, you know, to get him there, but now they're almost flawless, man. He's three-quarter motion. He's got a big arm, you know, so he loves to show his arm. But what we worked on with Madi, Coach Madi, and just with him in the offseason is, you know what, don't be afraid to check down.
Right.
You know, you don't have to go for the home run every time.
Right.
You check down, you get the 5 yard. The 5 is going to turn into 15.
Right.
You know what I mean? Just take that.
Right.
So those are things we're working on with him now. As well as his skill set, man, athletically, he's a hell of a runner.
Yeah.
He's a 4-5 guy.
Right.
You know, 4-5 guy. He's a sophomore. He'd be a junior, but, you know, he's running 4-5 already. So yeah, he's got some wheels on him. So we're definitely gonna.
So that falls into the caliber of the previous alumnus that recently, like Quee Hawkins and the Hawkins family, that gone into the Virginia Techs and I think University of South Carolina and a few other places.
Yeah.
You know, that kind of equates to your caliber of student athletes here. Do you think that by year 3 of your tenure, you will have that same kind of stature going forward?
As far as the type of recruits that we have? Oh yeah, no, but I think we have that now. I think we have that now. We have kids out here with offers already.
Okay.
Division I offers already. So I think we have that now. The South Carolinas, the Rutgers, the Virginia Techs, I think they will be, knocking on the door. Come this season, for guys like our quarterback we talked about, Maurice Williams, but already at his doors, Temple, Rutgers, Syracuse, we're already talking to them now. And he's a sophomore. So among others, among a bunch of, Division I FCS schools. You know what I mean? So it's gonna be pretty big here in Orange for the next couple of years. Next couple of years, we're going to have this type of recruits, definitely, no question about it.
So you guys move up to Group 3 this year, right? Or is this...
So we've been Group 4 for the last few years.
Right.
For the last, few years. We're still Group 4 right now.
Okay.
Not this upcoming season, but the following, I won't be surprised if we move up to Group 5, just based on the population in the school. A lot of things going on in the city of Orange, development-wise. So a lot of buildings come in. With buildings come families. With families come kids.
Comes
with
jobs.
Kids, jobs as well. But kids come population in the high school.
Right.
So as the numbers rise in the high school, that's how New Jersey High School breaks it down.
Right.
By the population in the school. You move up in group. So more than likely, we'll be Group 5 school in the near future, very near future.
Okay. So you will see the likes of East Orange and West Orange.
We'll see those guys, absolutely.
And Columbia for that matter.
Right.
Okay. I was just taking a quick peek at your schedule, and I see that you got your typical Barringers, you got the West Sides, but you open up against who this year? Patterson Kennedy.
Yeah.
Now, Patterson Kennedy, their program is still up and coming as well. Do you think that by chance that you have an opportunity to take it to them straight off the cuff versus last year's opening, or would you think that it will be something totally different?
Well, salute to Patterson Kennedy, man. They've done a hell of a job over there over the years. They've won a couple state titles. They've been to the game quite a few times, over the years. So salute to everything that they've already done and already established. We want to take it to everybody, right? We want to be able to bring it to everybody. Patterson Kennedy, no exception. We want to be able to bring it to them on day one as well. So that's what we look forward to do. That's what we're getting out here prepared to do, is bring it to them and, come out on top.
Okay. Now, you're set to go to camp out of state for the first time in several years. Talk about that for a second.
Correct. So one thing Coach D, did with us back in my day was take us away to camp. We used to go to Camp Pontiac in upstate New York. And one thing that helped do is help build the team chemistry. And that's where those state championship teams came from, right? The chemistry that we built together up at camp. You can't get that, when guys aren't here at practice, guys, they got to miss practice, they got to babysit, or guys got to work, or all this other stuff they got going on. So the best thing to do is remove them from that environment and that element and have them focused in one location.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So that's why we're going back to camp. Got board approved, the full support of the board over there, superintendent and, his staff doing a great job over there. And we've got their full support. So we will be going to camp this year. I think it's going to help build the team chemistry, allow us to bond, and with a good core, with good chemistry, the sky's the limit on what we can do. You know what I mean?
Yeah. And now, with that being said, we're excited to hear what camp you're going to.
So that's going to be an undisclosed location. But we are going out of state. An undisclosed location. Just us, Tornadoes. We're going to focus and lock in, and just get familiar with our plays, with our system, with our offense, our defense, our special teams. See who can do what. The pads will be here by then. We'll see who do what.
Will you get some scrimmages in at the same time? I know so certain squads are going to be doing quads and tries and so forth.
Right. So we are scrimmaging, but after camp. After camp is a scrimmage. Yeah, our first scrimmage is actually here. It's going to be scheduled for August 17th against Passaic.
Okay.
Yeah, against Passaic. Coach Dupree bring his boys down here. We're going to get nice, scrimmaging with them. Both programs get a chance to see where they are. And then we have a game scrimmage on the 19th against Morristown.
Wow.
Yeah, against Morristown. So
up there in Morristown?
Right here.
Right here.
Yep. Morristown coming down here. Coach Magazine.
Yeah.
And bringing his boys. So we're going to have a nice little game scrimmage with them, some reps, and really start putting this whole thing together.
Well, Coach, I appreciate that you're opening up to us here and letting us come in to bring Coach's Corner to you, and also being a part of the inaugural season for Coach's Corner. We've always been talking offline and everything else. You bleed orange and black, as you say.
All day.
All day. Tornado pride.
All day.
All day. What does that mean to you?
Oh man, listen. Orange is where where the heart is, right? This is where we're from. This is our this is our home. So this is where we grew up. This is what we represent. You put that O on your chest, you just can't wear it in vain or take it for granted, man. It means something. It means the blood, the sweat, the tears that you put in, the countless hours you put in as a player and now as a coach. Right. So it means a lot. We have pride. All the alumni from, I'm not just talking me in 2001 and, Bree Jones and Corey Boyds and, the Montez Boswells as of late. I'm talking the Sam Seals, the Terrell Willises, all those alumni. So when you put that O on your chest and on your back, that's who we're playing for. That's who we're carrying. That's who we got to hold up. Coach D even. That's who we got to hold up, man. These are legends to Orange. You know what I mean? So we gotta represent that well.
All these names that you just dropped on us are college legends and college legends and NFL legends.
College legends, NFL legends, Orange legends, no question about it.
Did you know that I'm gonna drop a little bomb on you. Did you know that at one point in time, 1932, Orange Tornadoes was part of the NFL?
That's why we're the Orange Tornadoes now. We're an NFL team. Absolutely, I did know that. I didn't know. You know who taught me that? Sam Seals.
All right.
Sam, listen, man, as a head coach, I don't take any of this for granted, right?
Yeah.
So I don't just come in here and it starts with me. Nah. In order for us to move forward and for me to help move the program forward, I gotta first know where. Relax. Make sure they good. Hey, take it off. Please, appreciate y'all. Take it off. I'm sorry.
Okay.
Hey, put that back. Put that ball in there. Put that ball in there. That's the receiver back.
That's okay.
But in order for us to
go back to you.
I'm sorry. In order for us to move the program forward, first we got to know where we came from, what it's all about, so that when people ask that question, what's it mean? We know what it means because we spoke to those guys. We bled with those guys. We put the time in with those guys, or the same as those guys. So, you know what I mean? We got to be out. We got to be out here and able to represent that well. Okay.
Well, now with that being said, I want to make sure that everybody understands what orange means in the sense of everything else. Orange was at one point in time the central of all the oranges, and pretty much was part of West Orange, East Orange. Once was North Orange is now Montclair.
Let me correct you.
They were all part of y'all.
All part of Orange.
Yeah, they were all. No, I was
West,
getting.
East,
yeah, they all.
South, Montclair. They were all orange.
Yeah, they were,
right?
and it was as big as it was.
Right.
And I saw a map somewhere where it was just as big as Newark. It was huge. You know, it goes well over that ridge over to our west, and well down to right to the Newark borderline, just about. And beyond and to the south of us, pretty much right down to that little valley in that area, you know. So, but when you speak orange as a way of tornado pride, you know. So whenever there is a wind of some sort, you know the tornadoes are coming through, you know.
100%.
You know they're coming through.
Breeze, for that strong gust of wind coming, you know we in the area.
Somewhere in the area. And you know, every time I come to this stadium, I always look over to the sunrise and sunset, and I want to make sure that people understand that when you have an opportunity like this, Coach Allen, do you take it for granted or do you take it for what it's worth?
When I have an opportunity like being a head coach, to run this program,
or anything like this.
Listen, from being a player here, you don't even take that for granted.
Right.
You can't take that for granted because it's hard to be a tornado. You know what I mean? It's hard to be a tornado. You know, not everybody can do this. This ain't for everybody.
Right.
You know, Coach D instilled that in all of his players. This ain't for everybody. Right? So you can't take being a player here for granted, yet alone being a coach. I'm extremely honored, extremely humbled, extremely appreciative. You know what I mean? Like, Coach D, you know, to leave how he left, in the fashion that he left, you know, retired mid-season, you know, we were all sad to see him go, right? But in a sense, it was probably the best thing for the program, because in his leaving, you know, he was able to hand it right down to an alumni, right? To myself. Humbled, grateful. Had he not done that, had he waited for the end of the season to come and then retired, who knows who would have been interviewing for the job, who would have got the chance to interview, who would have, you know, who could have stepped in and been here right here in my shoes. Could have been new blood.
New blood, I mean? Yeah, a whole different situation.
So do I take it for granted? Absolutely not, man. I'm humbled, I'm honored, I'm appreciative every single day. Like, this is by far, I do a lot of things, like you mentioned, right? For the city, my involvement, I work for the town and all that, but by far, it's the most gratifying thing I do. Just being able to pour back into these young men. We got about 40 kids out here now. We ended last season with 24, right? We got 40 kids now. We had a solid 32 every day in the weight room in the off-season. Solid. Some missed, you know, but then others came. Some missed and then more came. So we had about, on average, 32 kids a day in the off-season. So the time, the energy that I put into this, I don't take this for granted. This is real deal, 100%, you know, grateful, and just want to pay it forward.
Okay, so on that note, I'm gonna close out on this last question. What would you say to the parents coming into your program for the rising freshmen, rising or kids transferring into your program? What would you say to them about the program yourself?
It's a brighter orange, right? It's a brighter orange. It's where you want to send your kids. Bring your kids to Orange. You know, this program is a player-friendly program. You know, your son wants to be a star, I don't know, wide receiver, and go Division I. Cool, bring him here, because we could do that here. You could do that from here. Your kid wants to be a defensive tackle and go to the NFL. Great, bring him here, because we could do that from here. We have proof. We can do that from here. Our D-line coach Jay Alfred, right? He's one of our,
Super Bowl winner.
assistant, Super Bowl winning, New York Giant, went D1 from Orange to Penn State University, right here from Orange. You know what I mean? So, we have the tools, we have the infrastructure set up to help you and your kid be successful, and not just on the field, but academically. One of the biggest steps that I'm proud of today, till this day, is hiring an academic coach. So we have, every school has guidance counselors. We have a guidance counselor here at Orange High School, and we actually hired her, first off, the first female, coach in Orange High School's history, at least that I know of, right, in Orange High School's history. And she's a full-time academic coach just for the football team. So she's here to oversee all 40 of our players and make sure in, real time, day to day, she's seeing that they go to class, that they get their work done. If they need help in a subject, she can get them tutors. It's all right now, real time. So we don't have to wait till the progress report comes out, a month and a half into the first cycle. We see that every day.
We see it every day.
We see it every single day. Oh,
academically,
class today.
yeah,
right,
so
cool.
they're academically eligible or not eligible.
Absolutely.
If they're not eligible for that week, they're set.
If you didn't go to class this week, you ain't playing this week.
Right.
It's as simple as that.
Right.
There was no other way for us to tell that, in previous years. You can't, we don't know.
Right.
Hey, guys, did you go to class? They all gonna say yes.
Right.
Right. Yeah, we were all in class today, coach. All right. What do we know?
Right.
But the guidance counselor has access to real-time records, whether they were tardy, missed class, skipped school, whatever it was, we can see that real time now.
Okay.
So ain't no more of that.
Okay.
So we're gonna wrap and blanket your kid with all this academic support, athletic support, and then make sure we prepare them for the next level. Because we're not just here practicing for football, we're practicing for the next level of life, getting you ready for the next level of life.
And what would you say to the kids coming in?
This is where you want to be. This is where you want to be. We ain't playing no games out here. This is where you want to be. You see the talent we have, right? We got a star quarterback, you a receiver, you a skill position, you got a star quarterback to build around, right? We got the linemen coming in. We work, our line is leaps and bounds better than they've been, in the past 1 or 2 seasons. So this is where you want to be. We're building a dynasty over here. Believe me. The new things we're coming, from the uniforms, brand new Adidas uniforms, stitched on numbers, stitched on wording. It's crazy. Kerry, I ain't playing. It's crazy. It's nice. Beautiful. Those coming in. Names on the back. Helmets. You want to wear the dark helmet today? Great. Next week we're going to wear the white helmets. We doing it. We got options here. So we're going to blanket you. We're going to blanket our guys, our players, and give them the full tornado experience, right? And as a tornado, you come in. We don't work out in a dungeon. We work out in a state-of-the-art facility right up here up the street at the UFC gym. Our community partners and stakeholders have been gracious, man, and just blessed us with, an outpouring of support. The UFC gym was one of them. He allows football players exclusive, free access to the gym. Orange High School football team. That's it, exclusively. Free access to the gym. We go out and we go in there, we work out. We don't have to pay a membership fee. At the end of every workout, we get a protein meal, protein shake, either shake or a meal, whichever one you want, free of charge. It's all part of the tornado experience. We've got other community partners here in the city who have put together a menu just for the Orange High School football team, $5 menu. So Red's Restaurant is on Main and Lincoln Avenue, Main Street and Lincoln, right here in Orange.
Shout out to Reds.
And shout out to Reds, man. Miss Red has been amazing for us and to us. But she put together a menu, $5 menu for all football players only. It's exclusive. So you want to play football, you want to come to Orange. If you want to play football, you want to come to Orange. That's That's what it is. And that's what we've been able to raise funds for our program. Something to the tune of almost $50,000 from April 1st to July 15th, I think was our last donation we brought in. $50,000, an outpour of support. And where that money goes to sending our kids to camps, right? So we sent our kids to UConn, to Monmouth, to Stony Brook, to Rutgers, to Temple, to Wagner, to almost 10 camps, about 15 to 20 guys at a time.
And all within 2 or 3 hour drive from home.
All about 2 to 3 hour drives from home. We take them there, we bring them back. We feed them on the way, we feed them on the way back. We feed them while we're there. Camps are long days.
Yeah.
But all of that comes from this outpouring of support that we've been getting from the community. That's, kids don't pay for the camps. We don't make a kid pay $80 to go to such and such camp, find his own transportation. Absolutely not. No. We're going to pay for that, that camp experience. We're going to get the transportation. We're going to bring you up there to get you better. It's about player development here. It's about developing our team, developing our players. So that energy is what these kids all saw during the off season.
And also to mention to get the recruiters involved as well.
Absolutely, 100%, 100%. So Temple don't just come out here for no reason, right? Rutgers don't come out here for no reason. They come out here because we showcase our talent up there. And now, oh my God, you got a quarterback. He's slinging that thing. Yo, he's a 24. Oh my goodness, now we're coming back. That's how that goes. That's how that's been going.
Yeah.
So I mean, you're talking Mom and Sacred Heart. Oh my goodness, so many schools. Syracuse, Temple, UConn, Rutgers. You name it. They all been up here. LIU, even. You name it. Division I schools from FCS to FBS, or FBS to FCS. You name it.
That's a lot, man.
Yeah. So we building, Kerry. We building.
Well, Coach, I thank you for taking the time out. I know that you're about to close out your practice here. And I just wanted to say thank you for taking the time out with KSPORT, and we look forward to continuing to see you over the years and over the season this year. Currently, should be at one of your games, if it's not at least two.
Just one? I'm about to say, oh my goodness, just one. Now you gotta make sure you come, man.
Yeah, we're going to
tap in.
We're going to tap in. We're going to tap in well.
Tap in with us, man. Make sure you follow us throughout the season. Listen. Anyone watching this, tap in with us. We're on Instagram, we're on Twitter. On Instagram, we're Orange HS Football. Orange HS Football, we're on Instagram, so you can, tap in, see what we got going on. Our 7-on-7 season is over now, but, we got footage of that going up. We got, we're going to have the games, footage of the games going up on there as well, some highlights and such.
You got a YouTube page too as well?
We don't have a YouTube page yet, but like I said, we do have Twitter. On Twitter, we're Orange Tornadoes. So you can follow us on there too.
Facebook?
YouTube will come soon. Not Facebook. We don't have Facebook.
Okay. Well, so Instagram and Twitter, those are the locations that you can find.
Instagram, Twitter, you can find us there. If you want to send us an email, you want to join in any one of those platforms, send us a DM or email, orangehsfootball@gmail.com.
Well, Coach, thank you very much for taking the time.
Oh, you got it, brother.
And as always, let's go have some fun.
All day.
All day long. Always.
All right, now, Kerry. Appreciate you guys.
Appreciate.
All right.
Hey, everybody. This is Kerry here. And as you saw, we had a very intense and very, very informative day with Coach Kalfani Allen. We'd like to thank him for taking the time out to speak with us here at Coach's Corner. This is episode 4. Episode 5 is going to be with Shabazz High School on Wednesday, tomorrow. And we will be dropping by them to see what's going on with their program very soon. I'm Kerry Porter. As we like to say before, let's go have some fun. KSPORT, talk to you soon.